Thank you. Reason number 1. Jay-Z and JD once said money ain't a thing, but in this case, it means something. Django Unchained is the highest grossing film on Quentin Tarantino's resume. Reason number 2. The leading star in Quentin Tarantino movies is usually an under-the-radar actor that nobody knows, and their career takes off after being in a Quentin Tarantino film. That's great and all, but it was quite refreshing that he used actors with multiple Oscar nominations that were household names already to lead these movies. Reason number 3. Quentin Tarantino movies are usually directed with non-linear storytelling. Django Unchained wasn't, so it was probably the most challenging for the director. For viewers, it was the easiest movie to understand, and he didn't have to baby the audience by adding chapters before each storyline. Reason number 5. All of these movies also star Samuel L. Jackson in a role. He's Jules in Pulp Fiction, the dead piano player in Kill Bill, a narrator in Inglorious Basterds, and a house Negro in Django Unchained. He's a likable character in each film except Django Unchained, so it's probably the most challenging role for him. Reason number 6. Quentin Tarantino usually chooses old classics to feature in his movies. Django Unchained has the most modern music choices and gives the film personality. Fun fact, the leading star Jamie Foxx even produced and sung on a song for the movie. Reason number 7. Pop culture references are easy to spot in Quentin Tarantino movies, but you have to really try hard to notice them in Django Unchained. Fun fact, Don Johnson played Crockett in the Miami Vice TV show, and Jamie played Tubbs in the Miami Vice movie. So it's like an unofficial reunion. Reason number 8. The cool part about Quentin Tarantino movies is that he writes his own scripts. He won an Oscar for the scripts for these movies, but the award was sweeter with Django Unchained since he didn't have to share the credit with the co-writer. Tarantino is infamous for writing and saying a lot of racial slurs in his movies. That's why it's satisfying when he gets what he deserves in his films. He walked away alive in Pulp Fiction. Technically, Tarantino is scalped in Inglorious Basterds, but it doesn't count because it's a dummy scene here in this scene. In Django, Tarantino's character calls Django Blackie over and over again. And to make it worse, he says it in a horrible Australian accent. Django sends him straight to hell. This is surprising because racists usually survive Quentin Tarantino films. The Jew hunter survives at the end of Inglorious Basterds, but just has to walk around with an embarrassing tat for the rest of his life. Although Zed and his brother are attracted to black people, they still exhibit racist characteristics, and by the end of the movie, it's assumed but not confirmed that Zed dies. Beatrix killed a black woman in front of her daughter, and killed about 88 Asians by the end of the movie. Some people will consider those hate crimes. She survives part 1 and 2 of her franchise. Every single racist in Django Unchained is killed in this movie. Reason number 11. There are strong family themes in every Tarantino movie. Typically, the director focuses on the parent and child relationship. Django Unchained was the first time the relationship between a husband and wife drove the story. The least dysfunctional relationship in any of Quentin Tarantino's movies is the romance between Django and Broomhilda. All the other relationships involve either physical or emotional abuse, and the only time a couple isn't arguing is when they're in the middle of committing a felony. Reason number 13. All the leading ladies from these movies ended up getting a divorce or breaking up with the boyfriend after a 4-year relationship. Kerry Washington was the only one who broke the curse and got married right after starring in a Tarantino film. Reason number 14. Django Unchained is the only movie where Quentin Tarantino doesn't add an out-of-place foot scene like he always does because of his foot fetish. Reason number 15. These movies are produced by Harvey Weinstein, so they always include a rape scene, the irony. Broomhilda's expectations are subverted when she thinks the bounty hunter is about to rape her, but instead gives her and her husband his room for the night. With the rape and sexual harassment scenes in these movies, the pervert finishes the job. In these movies, no means no, and the pervert isn't able to violate the main characters. Even better, the hero makes sure they'll never be able to sexually harass anyone ever again. Reason number 17. If you have a crotch, hold on to it if you're in a Tarantino movie. It's tough to watch these scenes. In Kill Bill, it probably hurts, but it's not that bad compared to these two movies. In Django Unchained, it seems like the only place he aims is below the belt. Reason number 18. The gunmen in Django are more intimidating than the gunmen in the other Tarantino movies. When they point the barrel of their guns to Django and Dr. Schultz's head, both of them waste no time and start singing like Mary J. Blige because they know the gunmen aren't playing. In Pulp Fiction, no one's really scared of Jules because he's quoting scriptures most of the time, which is why the guy in the bathroom had the nerve to test him. In Inglorious Basterds, the Jew hunter isn't scared of the bastards because he knows they won't kill him. And he's right because they don't. The gunmen don't even use guns in Kill Bill. They use swords. This is probably why Sophie tells Black Mama to burn in hell when she's being interrogated. You're not supposed to like the bad guys, but the bad guy army from Django had personality. The Crazy 88 had awesome choreography, but none of them stand out, so individually, they're all forgettable. The cookie cutter Nazi characters are forgettable as well. Marcellus doesn't keep an army on payroll, but in Django, the KKK has quotes for days and steals the show in their one scene. Reason number 20. In a Quentin Tarantino movie, everybody knows if someone is offered food, you have to run because it means someone's about to die. Jules asks for a piece of the Big Kahuna burger, and the moment Brett and his friends decided to stick around was the exact moment they messed up because that. Hans asks for a glass of milk, and the Jewish family under the floorboard stays to listen to him gulp. Then that. Copperhead asks Black Mamba if she wants some coffee. Everything's cool until she reaches for the cereal, and then Black Mamba's all like, I thought you were making coffee. In Django Unchained, Christoph Waltz learned his lesson from Inglorious Basterds. So when Messiah Candy offers him a piece of cake, he's like, no thank you, then pew pew. Reason number 21. Someone always runs away in a Quentin Tarantino movie, but has to return to complete unfinished business. However, whether they come back or stay gone, it doesn't always positively influence the end of the movie except in 2 films. Django returns to Candyland, and if he didn't come back, his wife would never get set free. Beatrix's return makes a difference because she's the only person that could have defeated the Crazy 88. In Pulp Fiction, Butch returns to save Marcellus Wallace, but if he would have never came back for the watch in the first place, Marcellus would have never got hit by a car and would have never gotten raped by Zed. In Inglorious Basterds, Shosanna runs away from Hans, and when she's reunited with him years later, she vows for vengeance. Not only does she not kill him, but even if she didn't blow up the theater, the Inglorious Basterds would have blown it up anyway. Reason number 22. The hostages are tortured until they beg for mercy in all of these movies. I'm not sure which punishment is the worst, but the characters in Django are definitely the most sinister because they think about their punishments for days, so a lot of thought goes into it.
It's coming up with all kinds of ways to kill your ass.
Reason number 23. The actors are put in real-life danger behind the scenes, and this usually results in a memorable moment for the final cut. Zoe Bell, the stunt woman on Kill Bill, injured her back during filming and kept it a secret so she wouldn't get replaced. Diane Kruger was really choked by Tarantino during filming and went unconscious, so Tarantino had to yell cut. Ving Rhames cut himself shaving and had to use a band-aid to cover it up. Leonardo DiCaprio cut his hand, and instead of yelling cut, Tarantino kept the cameras rolling, and it's a good thing he did because this ends up being the best performance in the movie. Reason number 24. The most unlikely characters show mercy to an enemy in all of these films. Marcellus lets Butch live, but only after he saves his life. Jules lets the robbers go, but only after they try to steal the briefcase. Lieutenant Aldo Rain lets Hans live, but only after Hans told his superior that he would let them finish their mission as long as he was granted immunity. Beatrix lets Sophie live, but only so she could scare Bill when she shows him her new scars. And in Django Unchained, Django lets the house slaves leave, and that type of emancipation is what got Lincoln's face on the front of the penny. Those are 24 reasons this movie is better. You agree? Yes, no, maybe so? If not, politely share your thoughts in the comment section below and click the subscribe button for more 24 reason videos.
Best elevator music I've ever heard.